So it's 11 a.m. and I've been staring at my to-do list for the last 45 minutes. I've had the same tea next to me. It's probably like really cold. And I've opened my email probably 4 times and I actually haven't responded to anything. So today my energy is about 20%. My brain feels like it's moving through mud. I didn't even brush my hair today. You just have those days where you just want to crawl back into bed and pretend like today doesn't exist. But I have work to do. I'm running an accounting firm. I have tight deadlines due at the end of the month. You probably do too. And this is the thing that nobody really talks about. What you actually do when you have work to do, but you feel like absolute shit. Because here's what I used to do. I'd either force myself to push through like nothing was wrong, white-knuckling my way through the task list, or I'd completely shut down or do nothing and then spend the rest of the day feeling guilty about it. And both of those made everything so much worse. If you've been there, I need you to know something. You're not failing. You're not broken. You're not lazy. There are so many legitimate reasons why our energy crashes. So there's stress, there's hormones. And I mean, if you're a woman, 55, you know what I'm talking about. There's the whole cycle fluctuation right there. Winter, the lack of sunlight, emotional overload, the invisible mental labor of running a business, running a household, being responsible for other humans. Your nervous system isn't designed to run at 100% all the time. It's designed to have rhythms. And when we ignore those rhythms for too long, our body eventually forces us to slow down. So if you woke up today feeling like you're wading through concrete, that's not personal failing. That's your nervous system saying, I need a different pace right now. So here's what most of us do instead of listening to this signal. So we try to push through anyway. So we tell ourselves, I just need to power through. I'll rest later. We drink more coffee. We ignore the exhaustion. We try to force ourselves to perform like we're at full capacity. And sometimes we can pull that off for a day, maybe even a few days, but it catches up. You know it does. You either crash harder later, or you start making mistakes, or the quality of your work tanks, or you just feel like you're drowning. Or we shut down completely. The opposite response is to look at how we feel and just give up for the day. Cancel everything, do nothing, crawl under a blanket, which, hey, sometimes that's exactly what you need. But when it comes to the default response, you end up in the cycle of all or nothing. And then the guilt kicks in because now you're not just tired, you're also behind and you're beating yourself up about it. So we compare ourselves to our best days. That one's sneaky. So you look at what you accomplished last Tuesday when you had energy and focus, and obviously today doesn't measure up. So you feel like you're failing. But that's like comparing your performance on a sprained ankle to when your ankle was fine. That doesn't make sense. So here's what I've learned that works better. And filming this video right now is proof that it works because I'm doing it right now. The concept is continuity over productivity. So continuity means I keep my business moving forward, even if it's barely moving. I'm not trying to hit some arbitrary standard of output. I'm just trying to maintain the thread of momentum. And the way you do that is stupidly simple. You pick one thing, and then you finish it, and then you stop. That's it. One small, completable thing. You do it, you're done. Not one big thing, not half of your to-do list, not everything you should do if you were at full capacity. Just one thing. So let me give you real examples, because I think this is where people get stuck. So you're having an admin day. One thing might be reconciling 1 week of expenses, not the whole month, 1 week. Or responding to 3 emails. Just 3, not clearing your inbox, just 3 emails. If you're in a planning phase, one thing could be choosing your focus for the next week. Not planning for the whole quarter, just the week. You see what I'm doing here? I'm shrinking that scope so much that completion is almost guaranteed. So here's why this matters more than you think. When you're already in a depleted state, your nervous system is scanning for evidence that you're safe or unsafe. It's asking, am I okay? Can I handle this? Am I failing? But when you set yourself up with a massive to-do list and then you don't complete it, your nervous system triggers this as I can't keep up. I'm behind. This isn't working. I'm a loser. And that actually deepens the fatigue. So the smallness isn't about lowering your standards. It's about resetting the signal that your nervous system is getting. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, but I don't have the luxury of doing just one thing. I have deadlines, I have clients, I have things that actually need to get done today. And I get it. And here's what you do in those situations. I ask myself, what's the one thing that absolutely can wait? Not the 5 things, not everything on the list. The one thing that would cause a real problem if it didn't happen today. And if you see on my to-do list, I use color coding. So the orange ones mean things that absolutely must be done, and I will be in big shit if they don't get done. And then I break it down even further to stuff that could wait, and then other stuff that is due, but it's not really a big deal if it doesn't get done by January 31st. So take the one thing and do that thing. Even if you do it at 60% of your usual quality, done is better than perfect when you're running on fumes. And then, this is important, let yourself stop. Or at very least, just let everything else be optional. Because here's the truth. Most of what we think is urgent actually isn't. We just trained ourselves to treat everything like it's on fire. So I learned this the hard way, by the way. A few years ago, I was in a season where I was just constantly depleted, and I kept trying to push through it. And I kept telling myself I'd rest when the project was done or when things calmed down. And I got to the point where I couldn't think clearly anymore. I was making mistakes in client work. I was forgetting things. I snapped at people that I care about. And I still wasn't actually getting more done. I was just spending more time staring at my screen, getting nowhere. It took me crashing pretty hard to realize that the push through it method wasn't working. It was just breaking me down further. And when I finally gave myself permission to work in this smaller, gentler way, something shifted. It wasn't getting less done over time. I was actually getting more done because I wasn't spending 3 days recovering from pushing too hard one day. So if you're watching this today and you feel exhausted, here's what I want you to hear. You don't have to push through just because you think that's what successful people do. You can work gently. You can do one thing. You can let that be enough. Because the goal isn't to squeeze every drop of output from yourself. The goal is to build something that doesn't require you to break yourself to maintain it. And it starts with days like today, where you choose continuity over productivity and you trust that small, steady movement is still movement. So like today, after this, I am going to go outside. It's middle of January. We're in northern Canada. And I see the sun is shining and I'm going to go get me some. So if this resonated with you and you want some help actually in implementing it, I made a free weekly clarity planner, and that's designed exactly for this. It helps you choose your one thing for the day and let the rest wait without guilt. The link's in the description. Grab it if you want it. And if today's a low energy day for you, go easy on yourself. You're doing better than you think.